Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of CJ's Quits and Crafts. This is the next episode of our US Commemorative series. This one is covering the 1936 Lynchburg, Virginia Sesquicentennial Half Dollar. Lynchburg, Virginia was first settled in 1757 by ferry owner and abolitionist John Lynch. It was a supply center for the Confederacy during the Civil War, with a Union attempt at capture failed in 1864. Lynchburg was the only city in Virginia not recaptured by the Union during the war. The Lynchburg Sesquicentennial Association desired to have a commemorative half dollar honoring the anniversary of the Virginia General Assembly's 1786 first mention of the incorporation of Lynchburg as it became a city in 1852. Carter Glass introduced the bill for a Lynchburg sesquicentennial half dollar in the Senate on April 8, 1936, where it was referred to the Committee on Banking and Currency. On April 22nd, Alva B. Adams of Colorado reported it back to the Senate. In the report, the committee noted that the bill included the standardized language it advocated because of past commemorative coin abuses. With this language added, the committee recommended that it pass. On April 24th, Adams brought the bill before the Senate and moved the authorized quantity of the coins to be increased from 10,000 to 20,000. Both the amendment and the bill were agreed to without debate or recorded opposition. The bill then went to the House of Representatives, where on May 22nd, Clifton A. Woodrum brought it to the floor. Robert F. Rich of Pennsylvania took the floor long enough to note that, quote, "This is perhaps the 30th bill of this kind to come in this year's session of Congress. It is surely the beginning of democratic inflation, and I warn the members of the House to be aware." End quote. Following laughter and applause, the bill passed without objection. It was signed into law by signature of President Franklin D. Roosevelt on May 28, 1936. On May 25th, with the Lynchburg Bill close to enactment, the Secretary of the Sesquicentennial Association, Fred McWayne, wrote to Charles S. Moore, chairman of the Commission of Fine Arts. Moore replied on the 26th, suggesting that the coin should bear the portrait of John Lynch on the obverse. McWayne replied the following day, stating that there was no portrait of Lynch, and that the association was considering other possible obverses. For the reverse, McWayne proposed the city's Memorial Terrace, being one of the first sites that greeted visitors that had arrived to the city by rail. On June 3rd, McWayne wrote to Moore, stating that the Sesquicentennial Association was considering Charles Keck and John David Burson to sculpt the coin. Moore praised both men with a heavier lean on Charles Keck, which the association decided on, notifying of Keck's hiring on July 1st. McWayne also advised that his commission had decided Senator Glass should appear on the obverse. Glass protested at the idea of his face appearing on a coin, but to no avail. He even telephoned the Philadelphia Mint in the hope a law might forbid himself, as a living person, from appearing on the coin, but was told that none had existed. The senator stated, quote, "I had hoped there would be an avenue of escape," end quote. Moore wrote to Glass on the 31st, predicting that the senator's prediction was one that both your friends and posterity will approve. The obverse contains a representation of Senator Carter Glass, making the Lynchburg sesquicentennial half dollar the third U.S. coin to depict a living person and the first to show one alone. Glass also became the first person to have his signature on U.S. currency, having headed the Treasury Department. He was aware of the custom that living people did not appear on U.S. coinage. The reverse depicts the statue of the goddess Liberty, her arms outstretched in welcome. In the background is seen a portion of Monument Terrace, with the old Lynchburg courthouse also depicted. After Keck finished the models, they were sent to the Medallic Art Company of New York to be reduced to coin-size hubs. In September 1936, the Philadelphia Mint struck 20,000 Lynchburg half dollars with an additional 13 that would be held for inspection and testing at the 1937 meeting of the Assay Commission. The new coins came onto the market during the price boom in commemorative coins and readily sold at $1 with an order limit of 10 per person. Orders were accepted in advance, and the August 1936 issue of the Numismatist contained a statement from the Sesquicentennial Association that orders for 2,000 had been received. Once 15,000 had been sold, the remainder was to be held to allow local residents the opportunity to buy them. Some were put aside for sale at the sesquicentennial celebration held in Lynchburg from October 12th to the 16th of that year. I want to thank you for taking the time to watch these videos. If you guys like this content, please hit the like and hit the subscribe if you're not already subscribed. Hit the bell icon if you want to be notified when I upload new videos. This is the US Commemorative Series, which we are doing videos on each of the early US commemorative coins from 1903 to 1954. So look out for the next one. We'll see you guys then.